Hello everyone, CoinHound here. Before diving into 2021 content and acquisitions, I've decided to do something a little bit different and put out 3 short videos taking a look back at 2020. If you followed me from the beginning, you may remember that I began stacking in 2020. Before March of 2020, I was not a stacker, and I had almost no knowledge of precious metals. And now, 9 or 10 months later, I feel that I can say pretty comfortably that I am a fairly experienced and knowledgeable precious metals stacker. So how did that all come about? Well, I thought in this video I would go over a number of the YouTube channels that have played a very key role in my development. I have referred to them on here as mentors, or maybe you could use the term gurus. But these are the YouTube channels that took me from where I was at the beginning of last year to where I am now. And even though I've never met these people in person, I am greatly indebted to them for putting me in a much better place today than I was a year ago. So basically the way the story starts is last February, news began filtering out about this virus in China. Stumbled across a YouTube channel called peakprosperity by Chris Martinsen. I've put the logo up on the screen there. Peakprosperity is an outfit that I guess basically tries to help people prepare for and develop resilience for changing and difficult times, which it appears our world is certainly in, if not entering into. My connection initially with them was that Chris Martinsen, the founder of peakprosperity, pictured there, was doing a video series or a regular update series on developments related to the virus. Prior to that, prior to my becoming familiar with his channel, I do believe they did a lot of prepping stuff and financial stuff and things of that nature. And so over the course of his updates, he did often touch on financial and economic implications of lockdowns and stimulus, large stimulus from government and things of that nature. And as part of that, he was talking about precious metals. And so that's where I first got exposed. And as I go through these mentors, I will have links to all their YouTube channels in the description section if you're interested in checking them out. And they all produce very high quality work. Now, one of the things Chris Martinsen did was I don't remember exactly how it came up, but he mentioned a precious metals expert named Mike Maloney. He might have even I think he even had him on one of his YouTube videos in an interview. And that's the moment where it all started to click with me. And I went over to Mike Maloney's YouTube channel, and this is him here. And he's a long-standing precious metals expert, guru, mentor, all that sort of thing. And I began watching a bunch of his videos. And he talks all about, what's been going on economically over time, the switch from the gold standard to a partial gold standard to just no backing at all. And it was at this point that I realized I really needed to start getting some precious metals. And I'm an older fellow. I'm in my 50s, so I had savings over the course of time. I had some money in stock mutual funds, some money in bonds, some cash. But I really quickly kind of determined that I was way over invested in bonds and stocks, given the potential turbulence that was coming up. So I decided to downgrade in those areas, and that gave me some capital that I could then shift into precious metals. So basically I was able to take a number of years of savings and kind of infuse it into the precious metals market all over the course of a few months. So that was able to really allow me to get my stack off to an exceptionally good start. So Mike Maloney, I still watch a lot of his videos today. Very eloquent, extremely knowledgeable. I enjoy the heck out of his videos. I enjoy the heck out of the interviews he does, the people he brings on, and definitely would recommend him if you're interested more in learning about the precious metals themselves and the precious metals market and how they fit into the economy. So when it came to Chris Martinsen and Mike Maloney, the focus wasn't really stacking. it was precious metals as a preserver of wealth. And by the time, I guess, I don't know if it was late March or early April, I decided to buy some precious metals. And Mike Maloney does have a company, goldsilver.com, that is a precious metals dealer. And they were actually the first one that I bought some precious metals off of. Bought a little bit of gold and silver, did not take possession of it. They have a vault storage program, so I had that stuff go into the vault storage for security. I've talked previously about how I don't really feel comfortable having a lot of precious metals in my house. Just not a risk that I want to take. So they are in precious, that initial purchase is in precious metal storage, but nice and safe, okay? And I do realize there are some pros and cons to that. But that's what I did with that first initial purchase because it was a somewhat significant purchase, okay? And at the time, his organization was during that big rush, and it was one of the few that was actually even taking orders. There was a 6-week delay from gold, silver. A lot of other places had kind of suspended sales. From there, I then kind of just naturally connected into the YouTube stacking videos. And the very first YouTuber I encountered was Spectacular. I was immediately captivated by Spectacular's videos. He had such a polished presentation. Video after video were interesting. They were educational. So I wasn't only watching the videos he was producing every few days or so, I also went into his back catalog, okay? And that's something I would recommend. If you find a YouTuber, a stacking YouTube channel that you really like, check out the video section. Check out their back catalog because there's a lot of great videos out there from 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Find topics you're interested in, check them out. You'd hate for all these quality videos to be produced, and then after, 3 or 4 weeks, then nobody really watches them again and just is focused on all the new stuff. So I do like to do that with channels that I like, to go into their back catalog and see what's out there. But anyway, Spectacular, he was the next one that took me on the next step of the journey. And I learned so much about the stacking world with respect to precious metals from him. And I am very grateful to him. As I said, I haven't met any of these people, but I am very appreciative of all their work. And it actually was Spectacular, the watching of his videos, that inspired me to want to try my hand at YouTube. That is something I never would have considered previously. It's not something I would have been even able to wrap my head around, who I was as a person, and that it just never would have occurred to me to become a YouTuber. So it was Spectacular that provided me with that inspiration. Now, obviously, he's a very well-known channel. He has become quite large and very successful, and it's very well-deserved. 2 others that were influential after Spectacular, I kind of, branched out and checked that. And I've watched all kinds of different channels, and there's so many good ones out there. So I'm not meaning to imply that, there aren't other great channels, but these were the ones that were most influential in shaping my views, my thoughts, and educating me on precious metals. The next one is Yankee Stacking, okay, another very popular channel, extremely well done, very polished, not only a lot of great and educational content, but a lot of philosophical stuff, not just stacking per se, but how that fits into the bigger picture economy and economic trends. Yankee has fantastic live streams. I even asked him in the most recent one, hey, have you ever considered trying to do this full time? Because he's so good at it. And so I do have to give a big thanks out to him and his channel, which was very influential. I still try to check it out as much as I can today. And then finally, the last of the channels that were kind of like mentors to me over the course of the year, and this is another very, very well-known channel, is Salient Metal. Okay, and Salient Metal produces quite a bevy of videos multiple times each week, a number of live streams. He's been doing this an extremely long time. He's a font of knowledge and wisdom. He's funny. has great interactions on his live streams. I told my wife, it's almost just like I'm listening to a radio show, and the radio host is interacting with people on a chat. Salient Metal is, very supportive of other channels, and that's not to imply that anyone else isn't. But he does seem to go out of his way to support other channels. He has watched a number of my videos, and I am hugely appreciative of that. I've gone around and I've encountered other YouTube channels where they're relatively small and new, and sure enough, there's a Salient Metal comment on there. Really good stuff. I don't know if this is a fair statement or not. It's almost like he's a little bit of a patriarch of the community. Those were my influences over the course of the year. The second video of this series I'm going to put out is going to take a look at my YouTubing over the course of the year, and just taking a look at my 5 most popular videos that I put out this year. And then the final and third one is going to look at my favorite coin or round of 2020, and it is a silver coin. Thank you very much, and until next time, this is CoinHound signing out.